Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 16 of the News Just News weekly roundup, where we talk about everything from pop culture, music, films, economics, politics, Wegovy, AI, everything. And you can find all of that and more on newsjustnews.com. But anyway, today we are going to get into a few things. I am Adam Beaker. I'm a writer for News Just News, and I'm joined by the lovely Anna Ferraz. Hello, Anna.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I haven't been on for a bit. I've missed you.
We've missed you very much.
Yeah,
So glad to have you back.
Yeah, and hopefully Lucia will get the trio back next week. But anyway, let's get into this week's business, starting off with the Brits. So the Brit Awards were held on Saturday, the 28th, at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester. I was actually in Manchester at the time. I didn't watch them, but I was there and there was such a buzz in the air. It was so cool to see. And on the tram system, Pink Panthers was doing the announcements. It was pretty cool. It was cool to be there. But yeah, anyway, in terms of the awards, Olivia Dean swept the awards. She got Album of the Year, Artist of the Year, Best Pop Act, and this is coming off of her Grammy win of Best New Artist, because I hadn't really heard it before. I don't know about you, Anna, but she was quite like a new, I don't know, for me anyway. She's a name I've heard, but the music, not too much.
I mean, she's had breakout songs like Man I Need. That was everywhere in the radio, TikTok, and I think TikTok was a big reason for that as well. So she's had huge breakout songs, but I was quite surprised to see the amount of wins that she got, considering she's only had about, I think, 2 albums released now. Yeah.
Wow.
Very impressive.
So new. Up and coming, definitely. But so then she was the big winner of the night. But then there was so many more. You can see the full list on newsjustnews.com on the article. But we got Ozzy Osbourne Lifetime Achievement Award. His dearly departed Ozzy Osbourne, his wife Sharon, got to take it, which is really nice. Some others, Wolf Alice Group of the Year. Nice to see them. Nice to hear them again. Noel Gallagher of Oasis, Songwriter of the Year. Pink Panthers, of course, going to see her, Producer of the Year. And then Rosalia, International Artist of the Year, which is really cool to see. I really like Rosalia. And fun fact, one of my friends was one of the backing dancers during the performance that she did with Björk. So it's so cool to see the backstage of that as well. And then finally, International Song of the Year, Bruno Mars and Rose Aperture. So yeah, so excited. Yeah, so many, and then there's so many more. Those were just some highlights. So check out, who else has won, guys. Did you see much of this, Anna? Do you get, how big were they around you? Were you watching?
I actually was talking about this with some coworkers the other day. I, until this year, didn't know about the Brit Awards. And I didn't know it'd been going on for, what is this? This was like the 68th year or something along those lines. So I was really surprised to see it was such a big thing. And I was really excited for this year's Brit Awards, especially with Harry Styles making his comeback. And I was excited to see that performance, which has gotten some mixed reviews. I personally really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was an interesting night. Again, very surprising with the Olivia Dean thing. I knew that she would win something, but to completely go up and win 4 is just so impressive. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm excited to be in the Brit Awards, fan club now.
Yeah. It's gonna be a yearly watch for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we've got some other news from a different award show in France, don't we? You've been reading up on that, haven't you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so there was and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, in Paris, the César Awards. And that's essentially in France the biggest TV film award ceremonies. and of course, huge deal. But it's been completely overtaken by news about Jim Carrey and his apparent new face. Um, it's been insane. It's been everywhere on social media, on the news. I mean, if you look up the award show, you don't really see much about the award show. You just see about Jim Carrey. And yeah, it's interesting. He showed up, and in the past, he's kind of said in interviews that he doesn't really care for award shows anymore. He finds it a bit superficial. So he hasn't really been in attendance in a lot of them, but he did attend, as we may think he did, these awards, and looked quite different. And a lot of fans are saying that he was, so this is a double body double. This is not Jim Carrey. He does look noticeably different. His hair has grown out. His face maybe looks a bit puffier. People are saying he looks younger. Others are saying he looks older. I personally think it's just aging. But I will say, when he did speak, he did his speech in French, but in interviews afterwards, he does sound different. His voice is a lot higher, and he speaks like he's at the top of the, it's quite different. But again, we haven't really seen him in award shows, so maybe he's just changed. He's gotten older. His personality's maybe changed a bit, but there's been some crazy conspiracies coming up. And crazy things coming out of this. So, conspiracy, of course, is that that's not Jim Carrey. That's a body double. And we saw that with now a makeup artist, a very, very well-known makeup artist, Alexis Stone. He makes, celebrity, he kind of does different celebrities. He's very, very talented and creates very realistic makeup on himself. I mean, he's done Kim Kardashian, so many well-known celebrities. And he posted after these awards, posted Jim Carrey in Paris, and essentially saying it was actually him who went to the awards, and that was him who accepted the speech and did all of this, and that wasn't Jim Carrey. The internet blew up. And in that photo, it was a photo, of course, Jim Carrey. And then a photo showing the mask that he wore and a wig and like a pair of dentures. And then in the background was the Eiffel Tower. To me, it looks AI generated. It does not look real. So yeah, people are going, like, even celebrities are commenting. Megan Fox was like, please, I need to know if this is real or not. And Jim Carrey hasn't addressed anything about this. I personally don't know what to think. I think it was just Jim Carrey. I think this is Alexis Stone trying to do a publicity thing. But I don't know. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the pictures. I saw all the memes as well, and he does look so different. I think that's definitely the thing. And I was reading as well. A lot of people were commenting on the fact he's so well known for his face. He's quite a facial comedic actor. And so, especially the rumors of like Botox and just having work done on his face to sort of, I don't know, people were discussing why would he do that? Why would he, sort of paralyze his face when that's sort of what he's known for as well? But I don't know, for me, I'm like, oh, if people are commenting on it, like, he's just aging. He's allowed to get some work done. I think it is just sort of the fact that we've not really heard anything as well. I think his members of his team have released something saying that it was actually him, but then, if we're seeing him less and less, then he's probably not going to comment on this.
Yeah. No, it's been insane. I think just so many people don't know what to believe, despite the team saying that. People are really going on with these conspiracy theories, and I'm not too sure why Alexis Stone did this. Probably just for publicity, but it really has blown up the internet, and it's insane to see. Yeah.
I think it is a little bit in bad taste if it's not true, to then, because if this was another person, especially, I mean, I think that Alex is probably hoping that you know, because Jim Carrey's a comedian, he'll take it lightly. But then if this was, you know, like a woman who had plastic surgery done, I think there would be a lot more uproar that someone pretended to pretend to be them. But yeah, there's big discussions there about plastic surgery in Hollywood as well. And you can find, you know, I'm sure when we get some more updates on this, and we've got another rumor coming up. So, you know, we were always packing into these, you know, Hollywood rumor things and, you know, who's dating who and stuff. So find out more on newsjustnews.com. You know, if we get any updates on this, if Jim Carrey says anything, if it was actually Alexa Stone there, you'll be you'll see. But anyway, let's move on. There is sort of another rumor that's been going around to do with Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Yes, guys, I'm here with all the gossip today. So as we know, Zendaya and Tom Holland, they've been together since 2021 after filming Spider-Man. And they've kept their relationship very private. It's very sweet. People love them. And we did see there's been rumors about them getting married, getting engaged, but they haven't said anything about it. They've always been really private about even when they came out as a couple. We did see Zendaya at the 2025 Golden Globes wearing an engagement ring, people thought. And that was kind of almost confirmed at the 2026 Actor Awards. Zendaya's stylist, Laura Roach, essentially in an interview on the red carpet said, yeah, they got married. You guys just didn't know. And again, the internet is going insane. So yeah, it's beautiful news, and I like that they've kept it private, because I think it can be, you know, especially, you know, as a celebrity couple, you're always in the spotlight, and you know, you don't want paparazzi at your wedding. Personally, I would have loved to see Zendaya's wedding dress, but of course, I respect their privacy. They haven't released an official statement, but obviously the stylist is very close to Zendaya, and I'm sure, hopefully, he got their approval to say so. I don't know about that. But yeah, it's official. Zendaya and Tom Holland are married. So there's that.
I've been seeing as well a lot of discussions on, I think it was Tom Holland removed his surname from his Instagram bio, and people are saying like, "Oh my god, he's taken her name," you know, in the wedding. But then he hadn't put it on, so you know, is it going to be, you know, wait, what is the surname going to be, or did they just keep it? Because you know, I guess if that's your brand, maybe you would. Maybe.
Yeah, we often see with celebrities, they don't really take each other's surnames, so we'll see down the line. Maybe they'll just never say anything about it.
I know, that's probably the best thing as well. If you can sort of sweep it under the rug and make someone else come out with it, I'm sure they're probably hoping that that'll just sort of blow in the wind and people will forget about it. Because there were even rumors, you know, even when they were starting the first Spider-Man, I'm sure there were so many rumors and, you know, people shipping them together. So it's not surprising that they want to keep stuff like this private.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about movies, there is huge movie news. I don't know if you've been seeing in the news, Anna, about the Warner Brothers Paramount deal. It's been going back and forth for honestly months. Like there was Netflix was trying to get involved, and then people were upping things, and then people were backing out, and then Trump was commenting on it as well. But I think finally they have got a deal through, $110 billion, which is massive. It's unfathomable. And that's Warner Brothers and Paramount. So Netflix has dropped out. They're not going to pay. They're not going to buy them, actually. But then this just creates such a huge media company. I know back a few years ago, there was all that talk about, you know, who was it that Disney bought out? And then Disney got massive. But now, you know, this merger, it's going to have CNN, CBS, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mission Impossible, Lord of the Rings, DC Universe, like so many more. I guess, you know, Anna, what, especially like what do you think about these companies just sort of getting bigger and bigger? Do you think it's sort of going to be good for people, especially like streaming, more money, more new shows and stuff? Or do you think that may be getting a little bit too big?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge deal, what they made, and I think it's gonna change. It's gonna change the movie like production lines and streaming. I think it's gonna be quite a significant difference. What I was quite shocked by was Netflix not getting the deal. Obviously, I read that their offer wasn't high enough, and Netflix has been quite a huge streaming platform. So this is going to be interesting, and obviously they've got so many incredible classics, like you were saying, Harry Potter, and I don't know. It's terrifying, but also pretty cool at the same time. And I wonder for the future of people going to the theaters to watch movies, or are we just all going to become streamers now? Who knows? So that's what I mean by the terrifying part. But yeah, I think it's quite humbling for Netflix to not get the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm sort of surprised. I thought Netflix had deep pockets, but then I guess this goes
Yeah.
through. Yeah, and I think, I mean, with what you were saying as well about the streaming, maybe it is, if we think more about traditional films, in going to the theater, going to the cinema, maybe not going to Netflix, we
Yeah.
might actually go more in that traditional direction, which will be good for film buffs and hopefully for just the art of filmography.
Yeah, I think it's a good step, and hopefully we'll see in the future. We'll keep tabs on that, but maybe it'll go up with people going to the cinema, because I surely miss it, but I don't miss how expensive it is. So that's something they'd have to navigate too.
There'll be a few like antitrust things, like competition. I mean, the deal is there, but then actually, I think whether or not this will even be allowed to happen, they're still going to have to scrutinize that, because if it's so big, monopoly, it's just going to make all the price. It's going to make the prices go high anyway. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, if you want to keep an eye on that on the website newsjustnews.com, I'm sure when we hear more information, you will be the first to read about it, and so much more. Go there for everything that we talked about today and more. And we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everyone. See you next episode.
Bye.